Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I think I finally have finished my family keepsake journal. This has been really fun to work on, and I have done 3 or 4 videos, an introduction and some collage items that I made to go in the journal, and how it is assembled. And I just want to share the finished product with you today. And there's still some pictures I want to put in here that I haven't located yet, but I want to just go ahead and share because it's really full and I've probably done enough to it. So as you can see, it's really big, and it was made out of a box of some sort. I can't remember which one now, but I had fun looking up stuff to put in here. After I decided to integrate family photos in here and make it actually almost like a family album, it just made me excited. And so I've spent a lot of time on it. The cover here was made from a shirt that I had, this purple that you can see around the edge. I just cut it apart and made the cover because it matched the papers really nice. This is an oval cardboard piece that's pre-manufactured that I used to frame this oval that was in the center. Well, then I was going through some things and I found this cute little Boys Bear pen that I had, and it just fit in there and the colors were perfect. So I went ahead and took the back off of that and glued that on the front. So this is a 3-dimensional little pen. This is some tatting that I cut in half and framed the top and bottom, and these little tiny purple sparkly flowers that I got at Hobby Lobby. I've used this beautiful trim on the front edge and the back edge. The closure is this recycled silk, and it is mounted on the inside. I did a tassel on this that I want to share with you, and it just consists of, let's see if I can show you. It just consists of lots of little lace and different pieces, but I have a charm bracelet that I had as a child, and it's just been laying around, and I thought, well, I'm going to hang that on there because this is a family album. I'll stand up here and see if I can show you. And it has, as I did different things in my life, we bought charms for it. This is a Kentucky charm for the state that I live in. But there's one on here that is a tiny little picture of myself, my senior picture on one side and my little brother on the other side. When I was 18, he was 10. So this just hangs on there, and it's just clipped on so it can come off. But I thought, well, what better place to put it than with the journal that I plan to keep that features my family. I also put some trim on the spine here, just kind of wrapped it around. And this is all put on there with one of these hooks that is like a brad, and it fits in there, and this is tied on. Okay, so I'm going to flip through this journal and show you some neat things about it. I've got a piece of washi tape here on my desk so I can be sure to keep this in frame because I have a tendency to get things too high or too low. I've used a lot of pockets in here, and this kit, it's the, I'm sorry I didn't mention it yet, it's the Keepsakes kit from My Porch Prints, and they had freebies, plus they had add-on kits that you could purchase. This was in honor of their million sales on Etsy or something like that. So I really enjoyed making this, and I tried to use every single thing that they gave in the kits, but I just ran out of places to put it all. So maybe I'll make some other things out of what's left. I made a pocket here on the front page with some lace in here and little ephemera that they had and some ruffles across. A couple of journal cards inside. The background is just beautiful. This is one of those beautiful background pages that I just covered with different things. I put a card here and some lace and the word beauty. This is yo-yo from my mother's. She made lots of yo-yo quilts, and this is just some that she had left over she gave me. And this matched my book. And some of my seam binding ribbon. This is a butterfly from the kit, and most of the butterflies in here I have sprayed this sheer shimmer spray on, which gives them a little bit of sparkle, and some pearls for the body. If you remember in one of the videos, I told you I had gotten a little craft kit that had this sparkly stuff that you could do, so I've incorporated that just on a few pages here. This page would be for writing, and also this page over here. I've just clipped on some things, and all of these can be written on. What I plan to do is, my mother did a lot of ancestor research and everything, so I have information about these people that are in here, and plus I'm going to write in things that I remember. Now, as to whether I will write, what I think I will do, instead of writing right on the page, I will tear out a piece of paper that'll fit on here, write it out, and then glue it down, because I don't want to mess up the pages, and it might be hard to write on these with it so full. There's 3 tabs in here. This one has this butterfly. This is a seal, a wax seal butterfly, and a key, and just a charm. I like to have things dangling over the edge. On this side, I just clipped on one of the, this is one of the collages I made. I think I made, I don't know how many I made, quite a few. You'll see them all in here. Some of them I made pockets out of, some of them I just glued down on the page, and this one I just clipped on the page. So you can see it has several elements from the kit that I have cut out and glued on there. And this can be written on the back. So this is clipped in here, and you know, paper clips can be used to put extra things in on the top and sides. I've used lace on some of the edges just to give it a beautiful look on the edge. This is some pretty ruffled lace that I've used 2 or 3 times in here. On these pages, some of them I just glued one of the pieces of ephemera. I love the musical one, so I just inked the edges and glued it down. I did show you in a separate video how I mounted all the pictures. This is my mother and father when they were young. And I mounted it, I cut out this piece and cut out the oval and mounted it inside so as not to damage the picture. Decorated all this and then glued it down to the page. This is a stack of 3 file folder pockets. They came with the kit, and I just stacked them in there, and so there's a small ephemera in each one of these pockets that can be written on. Quite a lot in here. Tags, beautiful ephemera. And this is a pretty piece of a lace that a friend sent me. She hand dyes lace in blue, green, and pink for me, and this is one of the blue pieces. This page has a beautiful scene in the back, and this could be written on back here. I took one of the pockets, angled pockets from the kit, and just decorated it up a little bit, and then put 2 of the journal cards inside. This is just cut from the kit. This is my great-grandparents on my daddy's side. I did not know him, but this is Grandmama. She was my great-grandmother. She lived to be 90-something years old. And again, I mounted their picture. I did theirs and made a pocket out of it. So up here is a pocket with some ephemera in it for writing space. This page I just decorated with a piece of lace and a flower. Over here I made a pocket out of a doily. I just folded down one edge of it and glued around the edge and have used it and decorated the front for a pocket. Some more of that hand-dyed lace from my friend. And inside this pocket are some tags and journal card. This is some more recycled silk that I have, and it's all kind of beige tone colors. This page for writing. This is one of the large pockets from the kit. Excuse me. Okay, I had to stop for a minute and cough. Trimmed it this pretty lace with a flower up here. I used this oval as a little pocket and just used a little braid and put two of these tags together to slip inside there. I don't know why I get choked on these videos. I sit here by myself all day long and don't say a word, and then I start talking and it makes me get choked. I put a couple of large journal cards inside there. This one I took one of the large tags and I just fixed it so it would flip up. I just turned down the top of it and glued it down and put some lace on the edge, and it can flip up for writing, and then there's a couple of butterflies on this page. This is one of the collages I made that I showed on another video, and this is all the collage, and then I made it into a pocket so there's an extra tag in the top. This was so pretty, all I did was just put a butterfly on there. I have a couple of these little tiny envelopes in here. I have not put anything in them. There's some tiny little ephemera that I haven't cut out yet that I may put inside there, or I may fold up a little note and put it in there. This one is glued down with some lace and flowers and this nice heavy lace on the crocheted edge. And this is, I clipped this on here. This is a little tiny book that someone sent me in a swap, and I thought it looked like our book, so I clipped it on this to hang over the edge. It's full of paper and everything. Okay, this would be a good writing page, and also here, and I've used some of that sparkly glitter stuff Liam there over this oval. This is one of my collages, and it's not a pocket. I just glued it down on that page. I thought that outside part of this page framed it perfectly. Over here, I used a large piece of ephemera cut out that was a bird on some flowers, and just glued it down so that I could make a little tuck for these two things to stick in. Another nice page for writing. This is another collage that I made, and I just glued it on there for a pocket and put two journal cards inside. Here I didn't do anything on this page, and I have just a stack of books over here. I left a little bit of room for the other pictures that I wanted to put in here. I just don't know where they are right now. My mother's parents and and my daddy's, or my granddaddy on my daddy's side. I have those pictures somewhere, but I haven't been able to find them, and they're smaller pictures. So something like one of them would fit in here. This is one of those cool envelopes that opens up, and I didn't put anything in there either. But I'll come back and put, I have a letter from my granny that I thought I might fold up and put in there. I've featured it in another journal that I gave my brother, and I just used excerpts from her letter. It's the keys to a happy life. And so I may take the actual letter and fold it up and put it in here. That would be a good place to put it because this is her right over here. My daddy was a twin. This is my granny and my daddy and Ronnie. Now this is another one where I framed her. I did the green background. I framed her with hymnal music. She was a Sunday school teacher for years and very never missed a Sunday. It didn't matter where we were. We had to go to church if we were around Granny. So I thought the hymnal paper would be pretty to frame her with. This is some more lace that my friend dyed for me. There are 3 signatures in here. I forgot to mention that the middle one, I've done a couple of little different things with different pockets, and the idea is that there's more writing space, plus more pockets to put things in. So as you can see, I've left some of this blank for writing. And I happen to think about, I have these 2 journal cards stuck in here, but I happen to think about this picture. And this is my great-great-grandmother, Long, right there. Then the story is she is very wealthy. I don't know a lot about her, but I have her engagement ring that I used to wear it a lot. I don't have it on right now, but I have her engagement ring. So it's my great-great-grandmother. Amazing how far we've come in really a short time in this world. Here's another one of those nice angle pockets, and I just put the old telephone on there and some journal cards. And I love this with the lace on the tag. Now this here, I had taken a page, one of these pages, and folded it up and mounted it toward the bottom. So the other half is later on in the book. And so I wanted to use this as pockets or writing space. So I really like this envelope here, so I just glued it down and made a pocket out of it. And then over here, the other side makes a pocket when you fold it up. And I've got a couple of journal cards in here and some lace and the flowers. That just came apart. I'll have to re-glue it. These people here are my grandparents, great-grandparents on my daddy's side. This is, what did we call him? Granddaddy Harrison? Grandpa Harrison? Grandpa Harrison, I think. I just barely knew him, but I remember he lived in Berea, Kentucky, downtown there on the main street in one of the big old houses. See my washi tape, that's so I don't get you out of screen here. Okay, here's a couple pages to write on and the pretty lace. And then I did another page where I folded up the edges and mounted it at the top, and it's in the center of the book. This is a pocket that I didn't put anything in. I'll have to go back and do that, and I can actually do some more there. Inside, I have the pockets filled up with wonderful things to write on. You can see where it's tied in. This book has the hidden spine, and I explained that in an earlier video, how I did that. Here's some more ephemera in this pocket. This is another one of the large angle pockets from the kit, and I decorated it with one of the journal cards made into a pocket for these two tags. One of my little sparkly things, and then a large tag and butterfly. Lots of writing space there. Writing space here. These pages are so pretty for writing. This is one of the collages I did on a video before, and I just made it into a pocket and stuck this long tag inside. Oh, this is the other half of that folded up paper that made a pocket. This is what I put inside. On this one is just like a little booklet with a pocket inside. And I used one of the oval picture frames kind of as a tab to pull it out. I used a paper doily here, decorated with some music and ephemera from the kit. More writing space. And this page, beautiful. I could just see some beautiful words written right in there. Now this, I made this to fold out. So there's 2 pages, full pages to write on there. And so this folds out. And I had mounted this envelope here. Put some sparkle on there and some trim, lace. And it closes with a Velcro, and I don't have anything in there yet. I figured as I start writing and gathering things that I'll have some actual letters or pictures or things that I want to put in here. And I just have a little paper clip with a key on there. That's the end of the second signature. Okay, and we're into the third signature. I have a belly band here with 3 journal cards in there. I put the belly band down, and then I had a little round doily and the oval frame to go in the center. This is some more of the hand-dyed lace. I used another doily there and made a little pocket out of it. This is cut off of a scarf that I had that I don't wear anymore. I don't wear it anymore because I washed it and it changed colors. This is another collage I did, and tucked in it is one of these tiny envelopes that I'll put something down in there. I put a tab on here and just a piece of lace and a flower and a violin and a key dangled over the edge. This sweet little thing is my mother when she was a baby, and I made this and her picture pulls out, and I used washi tape to put it down because I didn't want to ruin the picture. But it just slides down in here. Not really necessary to take it out. I just wanted to show you that it does come out. I left more writing space back here because, well, for one reason, I always get tired by the time I get to the back of the journal. And it's easier to write on these. They're nice and flat, so I didn't put too much back here. This is, I've glued down some ephemera there, some more of that ruffle. This is my great-grandparents on my mother's side, my grandmother's parents. This is Papa. I knew Papa. He lived on a road down there where one of his sons lived and 2 grandchildren. And when we went to visit in the summer, we'd go down the road and see everybody. I had fun with these 2. I framed them and just enjoyed putting the things that I did on there, and each one has a little tag up here in the corner that's put on with the bread. This is another collage I made. I just made it into a pocket, and I put these two items inside. Writing space. I made a pocket here out of hymnal music. Reinforced it a little bit with one of the strips out of the kit and this oval and these two pretty little tags down inside. This is a pocket made out of some pretty lace that I had, and two of these kind of Polaroid pictures of old-timey stuff. This is a pocket from the kit, an angled pocket that I decorated with lace and hymnal music. I remember in my Papa's house, he had a parlor that I wasn't allowed to go in except for special permission, and he had one of these beautiful record players in there. Inside this pocket, I just have some tags and another little envelope that I need to put something special in. And on the back here, this is a pocket I didn't put anything in yet, but it's one of those collages I made. So those came in really handy. I just, I made those from, you know, items from the kit. I think there might have been 9 of them or something. And when I put this kit together different from the others, I always make the journal first, and then I decorate it. And so I went through, the first thing I did was go through and decide where to put these collages and whether or not to make them a pocket. And I kind of spaced them throughout the journal. And then I went back through and did the lace on the edges and the little tabs. And then I went through and did the pockets and additional decorations. And this is thankful at the end, which is a good word to have on the last page. I'm so thankful for my family and the memories that are going to be captured inside this book. I think this will be a keepsake for my daughter. I know my brother and my mother will enjoy looking through it, and I'll keep this out where I can look through it from time to time. And I'll still be adding to it because I want to write a bunch of stuff about these people, and I want to capture all that inside here. But for now, this is finally finished, and I really love it, and I hope you did too. The other thing that I made from her kits was this box, and I showed this in an earlier video, but this is where I will store all the extra ephemera in here. I have it in another box, but I'll put what I don't use in here, and this will be a part of set, the book and this box. I think it's good to reflect on family, and this was a good way for me to preserve these things. You know, I had all these pictures out in frames in my house for a long time. You know how the Victorians had just frames and frames and frames of family, and I after many years, I decided I didn't want those out anymore. So this was a way to have them in a special place so they didn't get lost or tucked somewhere where I would forget about them. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but the very first thing I'm going to do is clean up this craft room. To do a project like this, I just make the biggest, huge mess you've ever seen. And so I need to get it straightened out again so my mind can get cleared up from all this cutting and gluing and carrying on that I've been doing for weeks. So remember, every day's a gift. Always look for the joy in each day and share it with everyone along the way. I really have enjoyed having a theme like this for this journal with personal items in it. I enjoyed going through all my stuff and just finding little treasures like this little pen. And I was so excited when I saw that because I knew it was perfect. So we can't have all these things. I've probably had this for 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden I had a purpose for it. So that's why, as crafters, we accumulate so much stuff because everything has possibilities, and we won't live long enough to do them all. So, but it's fun to collect and then to try to keep it sorted out so we can find things. I just kind of go through all my stuff around when I'm starting a journal and just pile it up somewhere, and then I have it to use out of. And by the way, this was another pen that I had bought at a craft show one time, and I just took the pen back off, and it's perfect color. I was just looking through an old jewelry box, and there it was. And so it was perfect for this set. So I guess until next time, I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.